Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Daily Life with Deb. And as you can see, we are in my very, very messy kitchen. I was gone over the weekend. I went out of town, went to Missouri. It's really only like a 4 to 5 hour drive for me to, I was actually going up to see my dad for his birthday. And, excuse me, I shouldn't have started recording this yet when I just realized that my breakfast casseroles that I make for my husband for his lunches, he works an early shift, so I make him breakfast casseroles for his lunches every week. Anyway, they're done, so let me pull these out of the oven really quick. But, yes, I was gone over the weekend and had a busy morning so far today. Canned chicken broth. I like to collect my carcasses, my chicken carcasses, whenever I roast a chicken, or sometimes we'll pick up a rotisserie chicken from the store. And I'll save up the carcasses till I get 6, 8, 10. And then I put them in my big electric roaster with whatever veggies I have on hand. Onions and celery are a must though. I pretty much always have the onions and celery in there. But then I just cook it overnight, and then with a lot of water, make a broth and can it the next morning. And I ended up with 11 quarts today. So was busy with that this morning, and then got my husband's lunches done, and then taking care of this little guy who's sitting here contentedly eating watermelon. So I'm just gonna leave him be for a few minutes. Do you need more? Do you need me to put that piece there? Let me see. If you all, those of you that have babies of like a starting solids age, and if you're not doing baby-led weaning, I was not totally comfortable with baby-led weaning, so I do purees, but I got him one of these. It's discolored because he's eaten a lot of fruit in it. This thing has been a lifesaver because I can just put a chunk of fruit in it or another kind of a soft medium texture food, hand it off to him, and he's fully occupied for I can sometimes keep him occupied for up to an hour with that. But anyway, so we're gonna reset my very messy kitchen here, and I don't know, maybe I have some kind of an undiagnosed ADHD or something. But when it comes to cleaning my kitchen, I have such a hard time staying on task. It's just like there's always 1,000 things pulling at me that I'm like, oh, I should stop making this phone call. Oh, I gotta throw a load of laundry in. Which sometimes you legitimately have to stop what you're doing and go do something else if it's something that's top priority. Like right now, I just remembered I need to get chicken out of the freezer. But I have my microphone, so I should be able to keep on talking and you should be able to hear me. But, no, at least you can hear me dig around in my freezer. Like I said, this is the real raw footage. But yeah, sometimes you do legitimately need to stop and take care of things. And other times, at least for me, it's like, no, I really don't need to stop and Google this recipe or this symptom that I just remembered that I had yesterday or whatever. It doesn't have to be done. So there's a few things, and I wrote myself a list because I'm queen of lists. That really helps. I wrote it down a few things that do help to keep me on task. And one of the things is write a list. Write a list before starting. Now this might sound really crazy, but for me, sometimes it helps if I write down, wash the dishes, put away chicken broth or whatever I have sitting out, wipe the counters, wipe the stovetop. Sometimes if I just break it down by tiny tasks like that and write them down, because there's something about being able to cross something off a list that makes you feel so accomplished and so rewarded that sometimes if it is just putting the chicken broth away, you think, oh, I'm not going to write down every little thing. Sometimes it really does help to keep your that incentive going, and you cross it off as soon as you finish something, and then you're like, got that done. Go on to the next task. So all of these things on this list, you can pick and choose which one you want to do, or you can actually incorporate all of them, or just a couple of them. You know, you can pick and choose, just do what you want. First thing, this is a friend of mine does this a lot, and I have tried it. This doesn't work as well for me. I'll still get distracted, but it works really well for other people sometimes, so I'm going to include it. And that's set a timer and see how much you can get done in, say, 10 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever. Just figure, like, especially if you're not needing to like completely clean the kitchen, and this can be applied to any room, but if you're not needing to completely clean it, you're just like, I really need to straighten that up a bit before I go to bed or before I go to my dentist appointment or whatever. Just set the timer, say 10 minutes, or maybe you have 5 minutes. If you only have 3 minutes, set the timer and go. See just how much you can get done in that length of time. Then when your timer's up, you can decide like, oh, sorry, I just got distracted. Our dogs got in the garden, and I don't know how they did that. Because their gate's still closed. Well, I'll have to go out. I'll go out and inspect that here. I'll go check it out here as soon as I'm done with this. See? A distraction. Sometimes you gotta go take care of things, and sometimes they'll just wait. So yeah, then you just see how much you can get done, and then after your 3, 5, 10, 15, whatever minutes is up, sometimes you're so close to finishing, or you're just on a roll and you're like, oh, I can finish this up real quick, easy. Other times, you know, maybe you can't, but at least you got that much of it done. And when you have that timer ticking, I think it just helps to work faster for one thing, and also just to keep you going on task. One of my favorite ways of doing it, and this is so satisfying, leaders, time-lapse video. Okay, one of my biggest distractions when I'm cleaning or when I'm doing anything is my phone. I really, really have to get better about not stopping to like Google something. I love to research, or maybe I should say, I don't know that I love to. I just like, when I get curious about something, and you know, when you're cleaning, your mind's always going, and you're like, I wonder if you can make, you know, okay, I've been making ginger bug sodas. So I'll be like, oh, I wonder if you can make instead of a ginger bug, a carrot bug. This legitimately was something I looked up not very long ago. Oh, I wonder if you can do a carrot bug. And so I stopped and looked it up. That's my biggest downfall. So if I do a time-lapse video, I've got my phone occupied. Since it's recording this video, I'm not tempted to stop and look up a carrot bug video or a video recipe, or looking up my baby's milestones, you know, and that sort of thing. I don't need to look those things up then. The phone being in use kind of helps to keep me off of it. That, and also, this is going to sound kind of odd, but I found it's true that if I know that I'm on a time-lapse video, I know it's going to play back at a higher speed, and it kind of makes me work at a higher speed. I think I'm envisioning the time-lapse video playing or something, and then I just automatically work a little bit faster. And also, since I want to have a long enough video to, like, if I take a 10-minute video, it condenses down to like a 30-second time-lapse video. So if I want a decent length video, I'll tend to do a more thorough job in the kitchen. And especially because I'll get to see the results at the end. I want to see all this stuff happening, all this stuff being done. So it makes me really focus harder on getting more stuff done. And then taking it to completion without going off in the next room and getting chicken out of the freezer or whatever. And then when I'm all done, I get to sit and watch the video, and that's so rewarding. I usually delete them when I'm done, but I think I do have some saved time-lapse videos on my phone. And I was planning on cleaning my kitchen while I was talking to you all, but that's not happening. But I can do on the next one. Okay, this is the last thing I had written down, and this I think is what helps me the most especially like when I tend to get overwhelmed sometimes. Okay, the kitchen looks bad right now. It looks pretty bad, but this isn't worse. It's ever bad. sometimes, especially when I'm tired, I'll be like, I don't even know where to start. I've got eggshells out drying for my egg lady's chickens, and I've got this stuff sitting around, and I don't know, blah, 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 blah. I will break it down into micro tasks, and some of them can be very, very micro. For instance, I'm going to sit here and look. I'm going to say, okay, put away all the food that's out that shouldn't be here. Okay, we have a banana sitting out that needs to go into banana bread. That's done. Tommy's eating his watermelon, but it doesn't have to be sitting on the counter. Put this here. I am still feeding him that. There's that done. That might not have been the best example because there's not a lot of stuff out sitting out like food-wise. But sometimes there is. Like put all the food away from the previous meal. And then it's time to load the dishwasher. Okay, we're going to load all the drinking glasses. All the drinking glasses. There actually aren't any drinking glasses in the sink. Okay, so what's our next thing? All the coffee mugs. There's this one coffee mug. Oh, actually, I got a few over here from we ate on the couch last night. Not mugs, but plates. See, I just got distracted. I probably shouldn't. That was not a good example. Okay, we got all the coffee mugs. Now we're going to do all the plates. Let's scrape these. And see, I'm carrying around a handful of silverware I got off the plate. I don't owe that yet. It goes in a pile. Got all the plates. I got those plates anyway. There's plates here. Move this to the side. Sometimes I get itching to just like start throwing anything in there, but I feel like if I do that, my mind stays less organized. Okay, we got all the plates. Now I'm going to get this my own measuring cup here, so let's just go ahead and get this. Yes, buddy. Okay, all the bowls, and a lot of the time I'll actually start at this end and like I just did, all the glasses, make sure there's nothing there, all the bowls, and okay, yes, you might get more steps in this way, but honestly, it's kind of good for me to get some more steps. So, all right, that's all the bowls I'm seeing there. There is a bowl here. And so then after like all the plates, all the bowls, if I have room, which I'm going to have plenty of room, I'll put larger things in there, like maybe some saucepans and stuff. If not, I hand wash those. But then we'll go on to silverware. Okay, we're going to get all the forks. There's a fork. There's a fork. There's a fork. And sometimes I go all the way across and do the sink stuff too, like I have been doing, and other times I just do the sink separately. So we're going to move to doing the sink separately, just so I can get this done and demonstrate. Excuse me. Okay, we got all the forks. We're going to get all the spoons. And sometimes I'll either break it down by tablespoon or teaspoon, because I have both to sit around, but we're not going to do that right now. Okay, I got all the spoons. All the butter knives. And this seems really complicated, but honestly, it can go so fast when I'm not like explaining while I'm doing it. Okay, no more butter knives. Okay, any more normal knives? No. These Rada knives. You okay, buddy? Yeah, you're okay. These Rada knives don't go in the dishwasher, so they just get set over here for me to hand wash. Okay? All kitchen utensils, just like cooking utensils. Here, here, here. All right, we'll get the little measuring cups. And I got most of the dishes picked up here already. most of what's left here is just random stuff I'm gonna have to sort. Which sometimes it's easier to do your dishes first, and other times it's easier to get all the things off there that are not dishes and don't belong there. But I'm gonna go ahead and switch this to time lapse so and keep going, and then you all can get to watch my progress here as we get this kitchen cleaned up. Well, my time-lapse video got cut short. Someone here, this guilty little party, fell and bumped his little head, and he needed Mama's attention. So Mama's attention went there and went off the kitchen, and so I just stopped the video. So, but anyway, thank you so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Like and share the videos, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We'd love to have you. Our posting is a little bit, or I should say uploading is a little bit sporadic now, but we're doing what we can with the time we have, aren't we, little man? Are we? Do you want to say bye-bye to everybody? Can you say, we'll see you all in our next video, and until then, take care and God bless. Can you say bye-bye? Can you say bye-bye? Bye-bye. He needs a nap. You need a nap? Do ya? We'll see you all later.